Hello and welcome to the show. For today's hill climb monster, I am using a much requested vehicle, the Fiat 131. Now this, I'm expecting to be quite a fast car. I'm expecting it to maybe not quite challenge the very top. I have concerns about the level of control we're going to get in this car. I think it might be quite a lot like the BMW 2002 Turbo in some respects. We're likely to be very, very fast, but whether we quite have the ultimate grip, because we're not going to have massive tyres. 225s at the front and 225s at the rear is not particularly big. And even though we will have all-wheel drive, that's still likely to spin the wheels up quite a lot. The car is also going to be very, very light and probably very powerful to get to the top of S1 class. We will have to, though, wait and... oh, bloody hell. Forgot about the rally kind of cages that can go around the cars. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that on the Fiat, but there we go. Are we going to have... oh, we could have a tyre. We could have a tyre on the roof. However, that would mean we can't have a rear aero, and we want rear aero. I'm guessing this is going to be mud flaps, which reduce drag, very, very specially designed mud flaps, and we definitely want them. And bonnet-wise, we can get some rally lights. Yes, I want rally lights on my Fiat. That is that is the most important part of a rally car build, is can you get a proper assortment of rally lights? And the answer is yes. We're going to come back to engine. Well, as I said with the series, I would like to keep the cars with their standard engine. If they can't get to the top of S1 class, then we will swap it. And I suspect that this car, while the standard engine, you know, is good in the Fiat, I don't think it's going to get the required power. I just don't think it's going to get the 500-600 horsepower that is likely to be needed to get it to the top of S1. Seeing as here we're going through handling parts and we are still in B class at this moment in time. Yeah, we're not going to get, I doubt, anyway. We will try, but I do very highly doubt. Turbo, we're going to want one of them. Unless this car doesn't need a huge amount of power to get up the PI, in which case, then, yeah, we might get away with it. Weight reduction, I have put it on for now. We're probably going to come back to it, because it's kind of one of those that we want more, we want as much power as we can get in. The car weighing 2,400 pounds is fine. We can deal with that if we can get 500 or 600 horsepower. Because, you know, let's face it, that is a huge power-to-weight ratio, so I'm just going to jump to camshafts just to see what we can do in this. Camshaft, let's go upgrade the turbo as well. Kind of gives me a rough idea. We're not quite going to make it in terms of power with this car, which is a shame. However, not particularly surprising. So our options for engines. We could have the turbo rally engine, though this is an awkward one to work in terms of building it to a PI, because you only get... we will put it in the car, because this might be the closest that we have seen a car get to using the turbo rally engine. It's a decent enough engine, but we can only get a maximum of 433 horsepower, 480 torque. I can't do anything more with it, and we're pretty much maxed out on every other part. That is reassuring, though, for the amount of power that might be possible to get in this car when we go for the 3.2 litre i6. In fact, it is lighter than the engine we started with, although it won't be once we put a turbo on it. There we go, it's up to 400 horsepower now, and we're only not even halfway through S1 class. This is what I was kind of expecting, in all honesty. Now, we could, if we wanted, go and drop the weight reduction out of the car, make it a little bit heavier, and then we'd cram even more power in the vehicle. I'm not actually sure which way. I don't think I want to go that way, in all honesty. In fact, judging by the PO, we might not even need to, quite frankly. We're up to 648 horsepower in our... oh, God. Yeah, this is going to be very much along the lines of the BMW 2002 Turbo. Very, very much along the lines of that car. 718 horsepower. Now, I'm not likely to want an intercooler. I mean, we could, I guess, go for intercooler. It keeps the PI the same. It is more power, but it is a bit heavier. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll go crazy. Don't know if we're going to particularly... no, I think we'll keep the oil and cooling as it is. Admittedly, if we didn't adjust for cooling with, 750 horsepower in this, it would probably explode after about 30 seconds. However, this is a game, so we don't have to worry about technicalities such as that. That'll be our Fiat ready to go. Yeah, weight reduction. I mean, we could get another almost 20 PI, but we don't have any more power, really, feasibly, to put in the car. At 752 horsepower, that is a lot. That is a big, big power-to-weight ratio. If the Fiat can control it, this will be absurdly fast. The key word in all of that, though, is the if. Well, the Fiat is ready to tackle the Devil's Corners hill climb. I'm not sure I am quite mentally prepared for what I expect to happen with this car. However, I'm going to get 3 runs to try and tame this beast in an attempt to go faster than a 1:57.2 set by the Lancia Stratos last time out. It is a pretty fast benchmark to try and go quicker than the BMW 2002 that I think is perhaps the closest to this car in terms of specs and so on, is at a 58.4. Which is again another pretty damn quick time. Oh, that's silly speed. That is silly speed towards turn 1. It's almost 130 miles an hour. The brakes aren't as amazing as I say the brakes aren't as amazing as you might hope. You've also got to then bear in mind that you're going so much faster in the car. So the brakes I don't think are too bad, but you're just approaching all of these corners with absurd amounts of speed. This is going to be one of the point and squirt rally cars. I can sense it already. We do not have any grip at all. None through the corners, and then a lot of wheel spin on the way out of them, even with the all-wheel drive. But when it finds traction, it propels itself down towards the next corner at, well, absurd speed. I wonder if we can crack 140 in this car. This is where we'll do it. If anywhere can make 140, it'll be down this straight. It's the longest straight that we get up to. I'm going on the brakes a little early simply because I don't trust the car. There's a little cowardly from me, but we can't get the car. This is the issue that we're going to have with the Fiat, is I can't get it out of these corners very well. We are slithering our way across the road. That is huge speed across the jump. It's just slithering its way out of the corner and not putting any power down. It's not finding any grip. It's just wasting all of its time. Oh, bloody hell, that's a massive jump. That's not what you want to be doing either in the car. But we're okay. We've not found the wall yet, which is slightly surprising, considering the lunacy that is currently going on in this Abarth. On towards the icy straight we go. I don't think we're looking at a particularly good run so far. It's been a little bit scrappy. We're on the ice. We've turned in. Oh, no, that's all gone horribly wrong. Yeah. I tipped it in at about the same sort of speed I was with the Jaguar, and the Jaguar had considerably bigger tyres, and that actually had grip. This doesn't. This is sideways, and it is sideways only. That is the only option. I might have missed that final checkpoint trying to be greedy. No, I didn't. It was a terrible run. Terrible run from the Fiat at the end there. It's about as much of an animal as I expected, really. Well, as we head on to our second run, I think smoothness shall be the key. Calmness shall be very important with this car. Let's not go too mental on the acceleration front. Focus on getting the car slowed down, focus on getting it turned, try and get it turned, and then use all of that brutal acceleration. I really do think that is the only way we're going to get speed out of the Abarth. It is just too leery and too little grip to make up speed anywhere else. I honestly think this might be getting on towards Subaru Brat and Honda S800 levels of leery. You jump on the throttle and all it wants to do is spin the wheels and drag itself wide. It's not really oversteer that you get so much in this car. There's just no grip. It's sort of neutral steer off towards the outside of the corner. It's something we've come across more in this series and certainly on this course than you'll probably find anywhere else in the Forza, certainly that I have found anywhere else in Forza franchise in general. Just a lot of high-powered cars just neutral steering their way off the course. It doesn't look particularly spectacular and it's not very fast at all, so it's something you've really got to watch out for. I mean, it's kind of nice that it's not massively laterally oversteery and trying to spin itself around. It's just not particularly quick either, which is the problem. We are trying to be as neat as we can through these corners, try and find somewhere where we can put down the power. A little bit of a jump across there. Get that front end maybe turned around through that corner. Now, don't run too wide, so easy to do. Trying to jump on the power again. That little fraction too soon with these cars. I'm not going to be flat out up here. I've not got the grip, not got the composure at all in the Abarth. Oh, God, the bumps are horrible. We're on the ice. We've done it again. Oh. That section is nasty. Some cars have been really nice, some cars have been absolutely fine across there, but not all of them, and this Abarth is having no end of problems. You just try and get on the power and it's bounce and throw around, and it's just not comfortable taking speed there. It's not going very quickly at the moment. It's not going very quickly at all. Again, time certainly was lost down the icy straight. But getting this under 2 minutes might be a tougher task than I was expecting. Well, we have one more run with our Fiat, and we find ourselves in surprisingly familiar territory to the XJ220. Completely and utterly different set of problems with this car. The Jaguar had the grip, but not the power. This is the polar opposite. Both needing about a similar amount of time if they are going to get under that 2-minute mark. The XJ220 failed. The Abarth, we will see. I'd be surprised, but this is one of those cars that it is so difficult to drive. If you get it right, it might just work because of the sheer power. Just the sheer acceleration going on in this car is mighty, mighty impressive. But the cornering is awful. There's just not enough grip. We have seen this with a few of the crazy cars. The Subaru Brat and the Honda S800 are far closer to this than I was expecting. I really thought this might be a little bit more like the 2002 Turbo. It isn't. It's just too difficult to maintain corner speed. Although things have gone relatively well so far on this run. We've been neat and tidy enough. I think the icy straight is perhaps my biggest fear with this car. The problem that I foresee is it's not good enough over the bump. The Stratos was very, very good at carrying, despite being very small and very light. It could carry speed across the bumps there. This, it can't. I'm going to have to, I think, be a little bit more cautious to make sure we get checkpoints and to make sure that we don't clip the ice and go and take a trip into the wall, and that's not good. When other cars have been flat out no problem down here, if you're having to be a little bit careful, that's where you're going to be losing some time. There we go, yeah, I had to have a couple of lifts down there to make sure we keep the car in check. But it is much neater this time around, up towards the jump, 106 miles an hour as we leave the jumper there. You don't want to have to be turning right as you head into a left-hand corner. It just gets thrown about so much. I can't put any power down. There's finally some grip. We are going to do it in under 2 minutes. We found some time, about a couple of seconds, in fact, on that final run. A 1:59.7 will move the car into 10th place. It makes it into the top 10 just. It does just edge out the Volvo S60, the Skyline R33 and that XJ220, although loses out to the Ford Transit, Delta S4, the Vantage V600. I mean, it is some second and a bit down on the BMW 2002. Yeah, we did find some time. It was a neater run. Much neater run, much better run on that final climb up the hill there. It's too crazy. There is not enough grip. Nowhere near enough grip in that car. You kind of... It's very difficult even to try and get away using a handbrake around some of these corners. You've got to be so tentative with it because it wants to spin. It wants to kind of neutral steer its way off the course as soon as you put the power down. And if you've already got the car sliding a little bit, you'll go to try and use some of the power, and seeing as it's already sliding slightly, it then just wants to keep sliding and keep spinning the wheels, and it doesn't get turned. Is the issue. The ludicrous acceleration is great. I think it might be the fastest accelerating car we have had in this. Certainly it is right up there at the very, very top, but it's the difficulty through the corners that hamper it quite a lot. It was certainly an experience, though. Certainly an experience to go driving with the 131. However, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.